I'm Michael Peffer. I'm the founder of a very small studio called Micro Studio. I founded it in 2011. There's only one employee, myself, and I've released 2 games already. So I'm not from the gaming industry. Mostly a creative person with a video game culture. I worked in different industry during my career, and mainly in web design. So for more than 10 years, I've been working for big companies like Cartier, L'Oréal, Peugeot, Château de Versailles, and I was designing user interface and also user experience. I've always been inspired by video games in my work. I also worked for the fashion industry. I was doing marketing campaigns for subdivision of Diesel Group in Italy. So the cool thing about this company is that the more you have stupid ideas, the more they were happy. Like playing poker inside an igloo. And in this company, I also made my first web games. They were small game, but I mean, I was very happy to make games. After that, I organized and created art shows. So I've created this traveling art show. It's called Peep My Doll. I've worked with 50 artists, and I asked them to create plush toys from their illustrations. So we had like more than 200 plush toys, and asked them to make like very small sexual details. So we had the toys for it was like toys for adults, but also for kids. You couldn't tell. Like this guy has a small pussy. So we brought the show in Moscow, in Berlin, Venice, Paris. We also made a clothing brand in collaboration with the artist. And after that, actually, I wanted to make video games because if I ended up in web design, it's because I wanted to make video games, but I didn't know you could even work in video games when I was in school. So yeah, I created my company, and I made my first game by myself mostly. I worked also with a graphic designer. So this game is Space Disorder. It's a platformer. I released in 2012 on iOS. I've been working 2 years on it. It was a free-to-play, but we've got a feature by Apple, so it's not bad for a first game. We've got 100,000 downloads first week. I mean, when I say we get, I can say I get. And yeah, $2,000 total revenue. Okay, so you know how it feels. But it was, I mean, I learned so much with this experience. I learned how to fail. I learned game programming because I'm not a programmer. I'm a art director. And I learned the whole process from concept to release. I had the chance to talk to the press. I also understood that I need a real game designer. It's a real job. And also, most importantly, free-to-play markets of my reach. It asks too much money, too much investment, and which I didn't have. So now, what? I'm broke, I'm depressed, I have a family, whatever. I wanted to continue to make game because it's too good. It's too good. So I will tell you the story of out there. So how I came up with the concept. At this time, in 2012, I was playing mostly 2 games on iPad. Was Sorcery and Organ Trails. Those 2 games were based on decision making. They were heavy text-based, and text is very good because you can tell anything, and it costs you nothing except writing it on the paper. It was turn-by-turn games, so it's perfect for mobiles, and it's very niche, but commercially viable. Like Organ Trail sold like 100,000 copies. It's a paid game on iOS, and then it released on Steam, and it sold 700,000 copies. So it's interesting. So let's try to make a game like this. But wait, I have no idea how to design a game like this. So I approached the guy. It's called Fibotier. It's artist name. He's an interactive action writer, fiction writer. He also made a lot of very experimental game or browser games, text-based mostly, and is a savant in geek culture and science. Like he is reading role-playing rule books in his bed. Yeah, he's playing a lot of board games. He's crazy. He was the perfect guy for this job. So we agreed on a 50-50 deal. And he would take care of game design, writing, and I would do graphics, programming, business, marketing. So when I think about it, maybe it was not a good deal for me. Anyway, I gave him the ultimate pitch. So I want to make a game like Dune, but with an astronaut. Here's a concept art. So deal with it. And he came back a few days later with a story and some game design ideas, and it was just awesome. It was like an epic storyline, sci-fi, very geek with ancient gods and stuff like that. It was awesome. So next thing, what is out there? Out there is a space exploration game blending roguelike, resource management, and gamebook mechanics. It's not just like a gamebook. We wanted to make much more than an interactive story. We wanted to add more. And also, maybe it's a detail, but Fibotic insisted to not having combat in this game, because every science fiction game you have on the market, they have combat. So this is important because that's what maybe make this game stand out. Okay, so we had a concept art, we had a title, and we had a concept. Next thing I did, I made like a teaser video just to show how the game will look, the atmosphere of the game. So we've posted this video on YouTube. We submitted it to Games Press. We shared via social media. I mean, we did everything. We also posted on our Touch Arcade forum. And the first week we've got 10,000 hits. It was then after relayed on numerous websites about indie games, on mobile games. It went viral via social medias, and we've got many positive reaction from Touch Arcade forum, which is it's a very powerful forum to market your games. So with all those positive reaction and feedback, we decided to go ahead with the development. And so after a few months, I've submitted the game to Raised, which they selected like 40 indie games, and they offer us a free space at this video game convention, and was the first public showing. The problem is this is how the game was looking like at the time. So it was like very early prototypes, and I had 2 weeks to come up with graphics. So I worked days and nights, and I managed to do something like, it was good. It was a very positive experience because we've got really useful and positive feedback from the gamers. The opportunity to meet even more journalists, and it costed like $500, so it's nothing. After we did Gamescom, it was a very bad idea. We were in the business area. It was frustrating. There was publisher only interested in free-to-play, not much journalist, and I've got my computer stored in an iPad store. Well, cool. This costed a lot of money, and yeah, you know. So at the same time, I released the first gameplay trailer during Gamescom. I'm not going to play it because I don't have much time. So, but revealing the trailer during Gamescom paid off because we've got 50,000 hits the first week. We've got many articles everywhere on major mobile gaming websites, and it costed $0. So, should we give up? We lost the source code because this computer was my only computer. I didn't have money to buy a new one. So we had to remake a very big part of the game. Of course, depression. We asked the indie dev community to help us, and someone lent his computer, and someone hacked the Android build to retrieve the source code. So we could go ahead with the the development. So to these guys, thank you so much. Otherwise, the game would never exist today. So after that, every day we were receiving emails like, can I play the beta, how the game is coming out? And I noticed that a lot of indie developers were offering pre-order on their websites. But how do you set up pre-order for a mobile game? And would even people pre-order a mobile game? I never seen that. So I contacted the Humble store because I knew they were selling Android games on the store. And I knew they were making a widget to put on your website and you just can sell yourself. So they gave me a magical widget to sell Android games on my website. We started the pre-order in December 2013 at $4. And if you pre-order the game, you get beta access, you get the soundtrack, and also we could generate infinite keys to distribute. So this is important, you'll see later. The pre-order was not really good, but I mean, it was twice as much I made with my first game, so I was happy. We started, we made a 2 months pre-launch with an intensive press and YouTuber campaign. We've got in touch with Apple, Google, Amazon, and we were running the beta. YouTube was a very important part of the pre-launch. There were more and more Let's Plays on YouTube, and they were very popular. They got a lot of hits, a lot of views, a lot of comments. So there was mostly PC games. Mobile games have a very bad reputation among PC gamers, and some of them told us that it's possible to stream from an Android device. So I found this software. It's BlueStacks. It's basically an Android emulator for PC. So we just send them Humble keys and instruction to install BlueStacks so they could make some videos. So we've contacted countless YouTubers, I don't know, 1,000, I don't know. And before launch, we had 200 Let's Plays. We've got more than 500,000 views total. And it built up a very big awareness before the launch. And it cost us $0. So this was a good operation for us. We launched it in late February, simultaneously on iOS and Android. It was very important for me to have the game on both platforms at launch because if someone would read anything about my game, I wanted him to be able to download it. I don't have the money to do 2 different launches. So the game was available on Apple, Google, Amazon, Humble. We've been featured by all stores, so that was amazing. And we've got reviews on major outlets. The reviews were very good. We've got Game of the Week on Touch Arcade, Gold Medal Award on Pocket Gamer. We've got the maximum rating on Pocket Tactics, which is the most the reference for adventure and strategy games on mobile. And we even had reviews on The Verge, Forbes, The New Yorker, and very big website. User reviews are also amazing. These are the 3 best-selling countries, so it's crazy. On Play Store also we have a very high rating. I'm not showing this to show off, but for me, what it means, like, people were waiting for a game like this, and they couldn't find it. Okay, so let's go to the sales figures. So we moved like 250,000 units. We have a pretty healthy long tail. It never goes down. It always, even it stay steady. We never discounted the game below 50%. We want to try to keep the price high because we know our game is unique, and if you want to play it, you have to buy our game. There's no other alternative. Since it's a download distribution by store, so don't pay attention to humble downloads because it doesn't mean anything. The fight is between Google and Apple. So yeah, you see, the sales from Humble, it's mostly during discounts and bundle, but revenue mostly from Google Play and iOS. And it's weird, like Android is making more money than iOS. And if we look at revenue distribution by OS, 59% comes from Android. So it paid off to care for Android platform. It's an amazing platform. You can distribute your game the way you want, from your website, from anywhere. It seems like Android users are also more educated gamers. They are maybe more demanding. They maybe want like a similar experience you can have on a PC. So we are going to support Android for all of future titles. It's amazing platform. Yeah. So what's next? We have now a very cool IP, a very popular IP. Should we do DLC? Should we do a PC version? Should we do a sequel? So this is my strategy. First, we're going to port the game on PC. So it's going to be a deluxe edition with new contents and graphic upgrade. We're going to make more localizations because it's the text-based game, and the more language we have, the more games we can sell. It's going to be a free update for mobile version owners to reward the early adopters, but we're going to increase the price on mobile. And we're going to sell the PC version even more expensive because it's a different market. So this is an announcement. We didn't announce it yet. We're working now on a digital game book with the IP of Out There. It's like a small experiment. It's a short development. If it's profitable, maybe we will make more. Yeah. So we're working also on a self-funded new IP with Fibre Tigre. I think I will work all my life with this guy because he's awesome. And we have another ambitious project. So if you have money to spare from your million making free-to-play games and want to work on creative projects, talk to me. Thank you.
All right. So we have 5 minutes for questions. Anyone have a question for Michael?
Thank you. And I have a question about the promotion. You said that first you released the teaser, and as you said, it was, what the fuck, what is this? Not revealing much, but you got a lot of attention. So I'm wondering how you managed to increase, even without having a game, like attention to the game.
I think what worked with this teaser, it was not showing like features or graphics or gameplay. It was just showing the atmosphere of the game, a universe, and also visually it was like you couldn't tell it would be a video game. It's just like a illustration, and people were wondering, is it the graphics from the game? Is it just concept art? What is it? And also it was very mysterious, so it picked up the interest of anyone that is interested in science fiction and this kind of stuff. So yeah.
Thank you. Any other questions?
You said you used YouTube. I'm interested, how did you approach the YouTubers?
We try to find their email anywhere. We send message through YouTube's. We look it everywhere on the web, and it took a lot of time. People took care of it, and I think he spent 2 or 3 months gathering contacts. It takes a lot of time.
So I have a question actually. So is it half making a game, distributing it? What do you think is because you see great ratings. So how long did you work on that game, and how much time you spent developing versus distribution?
So we worked 1 year, about a year, and maybe about 50% of the time was spent on marketing, reaching the press, community management, and also doing shows, everything.
So one is as important as the other, or one is?
Yeah, I mean, like Ubisoft is, for every game, 50% of the budget it's marketing. It's pure marketing, so it means something. It means like marketing. It's as much important as programming or art or music. It's part of it. If you can make the best game ever, if you don't market it, you won't sell it. It's just mathematics.
Any last question? Last one over there. I'm going.
Congratulations for your award yesterday. My question is like, you probably did a lot of good things during your, you have good results with all the process, but if you would have done something differently, what would it be actually?
What I would do differently?
Yeah, just one thing.
Nothing, because actually I didn't know what I was doing, so I was just doing what I think should be done, and that's it. Because I know I didn't work. I'm not coming from the video game industry, so everything I do is it's experimentation. So yeah, I think it did very well this way, so I wouldn't change anything.
Michael, thank you so much for this great presentation. Please
Thank you.
thank him. Great applause. Thank you very much.